Hey Al, Matt Hepworth here, and UA released the really successful line of UAFX pedals, but one thing that's been kind of a hole in that line has been something for heavier styles and metal. Well, not anymore. Thanks to Drew at UA, I've been able to get my hands on this new Anti, which is a reincarnation of the block letter 5150 from 1992. I'm super excited to check it out. In fact, I have a project right now from the Mothers of Mayhem that's kind of a 90s vibe that I'm going to even do some reamping through and see if I can get even better tones than we came up with. And of course, I'm going to play through it as well and give you my thoughts. So let's check it out. I actually have not heard this yet, so I'm pretty excited. I managed to have enough self-control to not listen to it yet. So first thing I want to do is I want to put it through some reamping. And so I've got this session. Let me just kind of introduce this session to you a little bit. It has some heavier guitars. This isn't a metal song, but it's a, kind of heavy rock song. A little bit of a 90s edge to it. So the guitars were kind of up against. There's also another set of guitars that's happening here besides the big rhythms, and that is some kind of octave stuff that's kind of cool. So I'm going to take that out. So yeah, some cool stuff in there. But basically, we're going to be going for this. So a little more boring without those octaves in there, but you can kind of hear the part. It works well. It fits well. Just the Angle Savage plugin, which is a plugin that I really love, and you'll notice almost all the knobs are straight up. It's just kind of the way I roll. Got a little bit of EQ on there, but nothing major. It's fairly raw, but still sounds good, fits the song well. So we're going to take the Anti here, and we're going to get something better than that. That's our goal, at least. So first thing we're going to need to do is get this set up for reamping. So I'm going to get a couple of these tracks out of here that don't need to be there. I'm just going to duplicate these tracks without groups and without inserts. Okay, so there are those tracks. Waveforms are pretty hot, a little hotter than I would normally do. Jamie has a really aggressive play style like I do, and as you guys probably know, there is a minimum gain you can do on an Apollo, so it's just something you have to live with sometimes. Anyway, let's put these two together. We'll color code these differently. We'll make them kind of red, like the Anti. It's kind of that red, I'd say. Okay, so those are our Anti tracks. These are our angle tracks. And I'll call this Anti 1. Anti 2. Okay, so original. All right, so now what I'm going to need to do is set these to an output so I can reamp them. Okay, so I'm going to go to an output, and I'm going to choose line 3 out. And I'm going to make sure that's set to pre-fader. And I'm going to start with this set all the way up to 0. Now, so you know what I'm doing, I am running out of there into a Little Labs Red Eye 3D, which is just a reamping box. The Anti-pedal has a 0.5 mega ohm input impedance if you're using mono, which we are, of course. And then it has a 500 ohm output impedance, which is line level, but it is an unbalanced. So I'm just going to connect this unbalanced cable, just like a guitar cable, on the out, and connect that to the in. number 1 line on the Apollo. Now, technically, you can run just line level out. It's pretty, the UAFX pedals are pretty forgiving. And so you could just plug straight out into this from your interface. But because it's half a mega ohm, I want to compensate for that. And the output I have coming off this is going to match up really well to that. So I'm just going to do a new track right here. And that's going to be my input for that. So let me rename these Reamp 1 and Reamp 2. Okay. So now those are renamed correctly. Brain fart. All right. New track. This one's going to be anti-1. Okay. So what we're going to do, set that to input 1, enable, mute. So first thing we're going to do, we're just going to record a little bit to make sure that our timing matches on our original DI versus what we're recording back in, because we need that to match. 'Cause your mama don't mess around. Mess around. So that's enough. We're just going to zoom in, and we want to make sure that this matches our original track. And we are pretty much dead on. So far, so good. Going to bring one of these guitars in, one of our old ones I'm going to bring in on the right side. And then we're going to have the left one be our new Reamp track. So our goal here is to get something better sounding than what we have. So just one more time, we're going to hear what we had. Okay, we've got our target in mind. Let's bring the anti in. Okay, I'm liking that already. Let's give this another run. Okay, I'm digging that. Just do a quick comparison. I dialed in a little bit more of the tone just as we were rolling there. So before. Okay, let's check that. I'm going to push the level up a little bit. Little on the kind of weird buzzy side, so let's try a different cab. Let's give that a go. So I'm going to wipe that. Got our levels probably where we want them. Here we go. Okay, let's give that a check. Mute our send so we don't hear both. Okay, so it's a little hot. Let's just quickly A/B previous tone versus what we've got now. There's the old one. You can really hear a little bit of that Strat coming through there. So different. I love the mid-range on that. All right, let's give her a go together. Okay, I'm digging that. I feel like it needs a tiny bit more highs or presence. And let's give that a run, and then we'll run the second side too and just compare A/B. 'Cause your mama don't mess around. Mess around. 'Cause your mama don't mess around. Toward the end there, I increased the gain just a little bit, but we're just gonna pretend I didn't. Okay, Reamp 2. Make sure that guy's muted. And let's duplicate that. Okay. That is anti 2. And this one's going to be our right side guitar. Let's mute that original. Okay. And let's record that now. 'Cause your mama don't mess around. Mess around. 'Cause your mama don't mess around. Can she? Okay, let me clean that up. Let's drop in here, and we'll go right to the source, and we'll A/B these guys. It's a lot bigger, a lot meatier than what we had. Whoops, let me just drop in and clean these up so we can drop right in. Mess around. Mess around. Okay. We'll call this old. We'll call this anti. And we'll swap between them. Mess around. 'Cause your mama don't mess around. Okay, I'm digging that. And just for the heck of it, let's try out a preset. Let's see what we've got here. Let me roll that one through there. Let's see how that goes. 'Cause your mama don't mess around. Mess around. 'Cause your mama don't mess around. Can she? Okay, let's drop in on that. Get rid of the send. Mess around. 'Cause your mama don't mess around. Can she? Okay, already a lot of versatility here, so. there's kind of a chunk, chunk, chunk thing happening on the originals, where you can really hear the, kind of hear the pickups a lot more. And then we switch over onto the 5150. I'm sorry, the anti, and it just sounds heavier, meatier, more aggressive. I love it. Okay, so I'm going to take a minute and reamp all these, and we'll do some A/B. Man, I feel like it's a huge improvement with the anti or the 5150 versus what I had. The others, by comparison, just sound relaxed. They do not sound heavy. They sound smooth and relaxed. And the anti, the two different versions on there that I put, sounds killer. Big, meaty, and that's what's going to make the album. All right, so I am actually on the Loomis lead preset of all things. I like that. So, first thing I noticed is that if I toggle the preset, it doesn't revert back to the settings I had, it reverts back to the preset. So, see, it's lost the makeup gain, and the overall gain is a little hot, so I'm just going to roll down to a little over 9 o'clock. That sounds pretty good. And that's just at 9 o'clock. So even at 9 o'clock, it kind of gets the whole Marshall thing, only heavier. Tons of sustain. Great sustain. So, is this really a 5150 block letter reincarnated? I think it just might be. I have a 5152 that I've kind of used as a reference, and this one's better. So, the classic metal sound, it's all here. You know, the 5153 Mesa for modern, and the other speaker selections. The presets are awesome. Awesome for reamping, and awesome just to play through. If I was a better guitarist, I would shred through it. But I am what I am. Anyway, thanks for watching. Matt Hepworth. See you next time.